Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to another Marvel vs. System 2-player card game. This is for Loki, based off the Disney Plus TV series. So this is Volume 5 of the Disney Plus, or Volume 5, issue number 3 in the Disney Plus arc, which proceeded with WandaVision and The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, so the three big series there. So it's kind of interesting because they're all three series are only connected by the fact that they're cinematic series and they're from the Disney Plus. Otherwise, they don't really share any direct connection to each other. Sometimes in the arcs, you get like a Spider-Man arc or an X-Men arc, and they all have interconnecting that way. We do have our rule book, little rule sheet, which I'll just keep off to the side here and point out if there's any cards we need to get more referencing to. But let's go ahead and jump in and see what Loki brings us. So to start off, we have Loki as a main character, and the villain symbol. The first thing you'll note is he has 2 stars by his name. This is the uniqueness symbol. It just means that this Loki is different than the other Loki that is also a main villain, or a main character. I'm not going to say he's necessarily a villain. They just do that to show like there's 2 different Lokis out there. Alright, so we have Lucky Break. At the start of your build phase, put the top 5 cards of your deck into your KO pile. Choose an equipment from among them and put them into your hand. Interesting. So you KO a bunch of cards where you're looking for equipment. Escaping Custody. Level up. When you equip Loki, he gains 1 XP. Alright, so he's running around, he's looking for some equipment. Then when we level him up to level 2, face your past and future. At the start of your build phase, reveal the top card of your deck and choose a random card from your KO pile. If they're the same name and type, put them into your hand. The top card of your deck and choose a random card from your KO pile. How on earth do you have any way of planning that? So every turn you just reveal a top card of your deck, and you get, I mean, if you use the other ability, you might have a bunch of your cards in your KO pile, but the fact is that they're random, that's interesting. That's a neat ability. It's just, how often is that going to hit? If you have 10 cards in there, what are the chances of those 10 cards? I mean, unless you're playing 4 copies of every card, that could be really hard to get. It's never too late. Level up 4. At the end of your turn, Loki gains 1 XP for each character he's protecting. If he's protecting Mobius or Sylvie, he gains 1 additional XP for each of them. So it's kind of neat. It's a little thematic in there. He gets some extra stuff. And then he levels up to 3. Always fun when characters get these level 3s. Forge my own destiny. Main. Choose a team affiliation Loki doesn't have. He gains that affiliation for the rest of the game. So he's a villain. So currently right now, for the most part, if you're just playing Marvel, it's hero or villain class teams. If you're playing with other photogenic stuff, such as Buffy the Vampire Slayer, X-Files, The Boys, AEW Wrestling, there's more team affiliations you can mix, but I think most people are probably just going to be playing with just Marvel, so basically you can turn them into a hero. Fairly decent magic. Main blue, for each team affiliation he has, put a 1/1 counter on him and a -1/-1 counter on each enemy main character. Draw a card. Each enemy player discards a card. Yeah, so there's not really much more to say to that. So again, just, you're playing normally, he gets, just Marvel, he can have up to 2 different ones. Although technically, you could even argue that even if you're not playing with other Marvel cards, you could always just pick those other things. So you could eventually give them like 6, 7, 8 different team affiliations, even if you're only playing Marvel cards. You'd have to argue that with whoever you're playing with first. I'd maybe even decide that before you start the game. Are you only playing Marvel? You're only counting Marvel characters, or are you counting anything from the Versus system line? Because he's only going to get more and more powerful at that point as more and more sets come out. But yeah, -1, in each enemy main character, draw a card. Each enemy player discards a card. So yeah, if you start out normally, it'd be 2 if he has hero and villain. If you did it Forge his Destiny, but if you did it like 5 or 6 times, also that could be really bad. Alright, then we have Sylvie as a hero. Hiding in the timeline. Pay 1 of the 4 colors to hide Sylvie. She can only pay for this with a location she gained XP from this turn. Future variant. 3. When you play a location, Sylvie gains 1 XP if she hasn't already gained XP from a location with that name. So that's very interesting. She can get that, but she has to pick specific locations. And then she gets a level 2. Not supposed to exist. Combat Blue, resolve the combat. Just ends it. You know, right there. You don't have to worry about your opponent playing more stuff. And You're Me, level up 1. Look at a character with Loki in its name. Or when a character with a Loki in its name appears on your side, Sylvie gains 1 XP. Now, with Loki in quotes, it includes any character with Loki, whether it's the regular one, the one with the stars we just saw, or other characters such as we'll see later, like classic Loki, as long as it says Loki. And she only needs to do 1 to level up. She meets one of her doppelgangers or variants. Then she hits level 3. Says no one remains. Pay 2 to stun each enemy supporting character. Nice. He just takes out everyone at once. And we have another hero. We have Mobius. I keep wanting to say Morbius. Mobius. The TVA Interrogator. Main yellow. Put the top card of an enemy deck into its KO pile. That player discards a card of the revealed type. If they don't have any, they reveal their hand. Hey, milling your opponent's deck isn't bad, and possibly making them discard as well. That's very cool. TVA Analysis. Level up 3. When a character appears on any side, Mobius gains 1 XP if there's another character with that name on any side or in the KO pile. As long as there's variants exist, he gets XP. Then he goes up to level 2. He keeps his Interrogator ability, and then his second one is you can be someone good. Other good characters on your side have +5/+5 this turn. Good characters are, at least for the cinematic universe, are just any hero characters. And then each other photographic universe has their own set of hero and villains between the two. Very easy to distinguish between most of these because there's only 2 different sets. So one set's a hero and one set's a villain. When you start getting into like the comic book ones where they become a little bit trickier because there's more. Alright, so our 4th main character is our other villain, Ramona Renslayer. Head of the TVA. Build. With a yellow, reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. Put a card that has the power TVA in its name in your hand. Then shuffle the rest into your deck. So I'll stop playing around with decks in this set. Running the show, level up 6 at the end of your turn. Ravona gets 1 XP for each card in your side that has the power with TVA in its name. So she's going to be a very specific build. I hope that some of the other cinematic sets gain some of these abilities of TVA just so that she could build on her a little bit. That'd be kind of cool. At least here or there. Alright, level 2. Head of the TVA. Same as before. And then for all time, always. At the end of your turn, if there is a Mobius, Loki with stars, and Sylvie supporting characters on your side, you may remove them from the game. If you do, recover all characters, then take an extra turn after this one. Very interesting. Alright. And then we're going to hop into our supporting characters. There will be 4 copies of each unless I note otherwise. So we're going to start with a Mobius. One thing I like about the cinematic ones is that the level 1 and level 2 characters and the supporting characters all have different artwork. In the comic book one, they typically make them all the exact same, just so you know that, like, this character, and then there's all their forms. But it's neat since they know that they're probably not going to come back to any of these characters a second time. They just give them all a bunch of different artwork. Or pictures, I guess. TVA personnel, you may pay one less or one more recruit point to recruit Mobius. If you do, he appears with a -1 or +1 counter, respectively. That's kind of neat. Either make him a 1 or a 3 cost to give him an extra bonus. You're predictable. When Mobius appears, choose an enemy character and its front or back row. Until Mobius leaves play, until the end of the step, that character's formation step, it must be in that row if able. Nice, so you can force guys to certain rows. We have a villain with Miss Minutes. TVA hologram. When a special location appears on the enemy side, stun Miss Minutes. Now, you notice both these guys have TVA, so they're going to work with Ravona's Renslayer main character's ability. Up to the minute build. Check the time and based on how many minutes past the hour it is, search your deck for a card in the following type and reveal it. Put it into your hand. 1 to 15 is a equipment. 16 to 30 is a location. 31 to 45 is a plot twist. And 46 to 0 is a supporting character. Very interesting ability. Kind of a little gimmicky. I always enjoy the fact when they make these, although I can see playing them as kind of being a pain because you have to worry about someone maybe trying to run the clock out, or stalling for time to play something if they know they're going to use this card. Like maybe it's 13 after, but they want a location instead of an equipment. So they're going to maybe sit around and stall and mull their time for trying to get 3 minutes to get this ability. Luck with 15-minute intervals. I as another player or a judge would call it on the guy if they're milking 10 minutes to try and get to the next 15-minute interval. But I can see someone trying to milk like a minute or two. And I don't know how much you could say about it. Also, might have to worry about somebody maybe trying to like milk the start of a match, knowing that this card works better if they have the supporting character. So they're trying to play, it's like 30 after. Maybe they're trying to milk starting the game. Oh, I'm going to shuffle my deck and I gotta do this. Oh, just a second, I'm going to run to the bathroom. Try to get closer to that 45. Again, hard to argue sometimes, but, you know, interesting, but you can see how people could abuse something like that. We have Ravona Renslayer's supporting card. TVA personnel, you pay one less or one more to recruit her. If you do, ship yours to 1 or -1 counter. TVA judge, main yellow, choosing enemy player. That player chooses supporting character on the side. Then you say innocent, put that character in its owner's hand, or guilty, stun that character. Very, very cool. We're gonna get classic Loki, the old man. Glorious purpose. He finally found his glorious purpose. Main, search your deck for a special location, put it in your side, then wound classic Loki. He has 2 health though, so at least he can do it twice. Or he can survive long enough to do it once, which is kind of interesting. Loki with the stars. TVA personnel, and time flies. So, the TVA personnel just has it quickly in here, but that's the pay one less or pay one more to gain them counter. So he has that ability. They just didn't put all the text in there. Time flies. As you recruit Loki, if you pay exactly the following number of recruit points for him, he gains that power for the rest of the game. So if you pay the 1 less, he has Schemer. First time you play a plot twist each turn, you may draw a card. If you paid his normal cost, he has Mind Games. When he appears, you may have a player discard their hand and draw that many cards. Or if you paid 1 extra, he has Genius. At the start of your turn, draw a card. Interesting. So yeah, if you pay the extra, he costs a little bit more, you get a card every turn. If you pay less, if you play plot twist, you can get a card. So you're only going to get 1 extra each turn, but you have to pay a card for it. The middle one's the interesting one because that could affect you or your opponent. It could let you reshuffle your entire hand, or it could force your opponent to. Very, very interesting. Alright, then we have our Sylvie, supporting character, Master Enchantress. So during your main, you can pay one of the 4 colors to do an ability. For blue, choose an enemy character to strike another enemy character. Yellow, choose an enemy character to be immobile and passive until your next turn. So immobile and passive mean character can't move during its formation step, and passive can't attack or strike. Basically, stop them completely. Green, put 3+1/+1 counters on another character on your side. And red, Sylvie uses a main superpower with 1 power symbol. Uses a main superpower with 1 power symbol cost on another supporting character card for free. Oh, main effect. Sorry, that was throwing me off for someone. So you use somebody else's card for free for a turn. Interesting. Sylvie can use this power up to 4 times on your turn, choosing each part only once. Oh, that's neat. So you can spend up to all 4 of them. Cool. Our next character has no team affiliation. It's Aloth, who's a creature who can't have equipment and it can't be turned off. Omni-absorption. Pay all 4 to remove each resource from the game. So basically, if you drop him and then do that, your opponent and yourself have to start over. You can definitely plan to have a good force built up, and then boom, nothing else can be played. It also stops plot twists. He also has 17 health, or attack. Just crazy. Our last supporting character is He Who Remains. Founder of the TVA, you may pay up to 7 less or 7 more recruit points to recruit him. If you do, he appears with that many -1 or +1 counters. So you can become a 1-cost 1/1 character, or a 15-cost character who has 15 attacking defense, which is pretty crazy. Maintain the sacred timeline. At the end of your turn, you may choose a location. Turn each other location with the same name on all sides face down. Nice. You can shut off a bunch of person's basic or special locations, or keep them from using their superpowers. Alright, then we have a bunch of equipment, which are all one of a kind. So there's only 1 copy of each. Since there's only 1 of a kind, you can only have 1 in your deck anyhow. The Time Stick, TVA standard issue. You pay 1 less to play this if you equip it to a character has a power with TVA in its name, which is most characters other than Aloth and Sylvie. Almost every other character, I think, had that. Prune Stick. When the equipped character strikes an enemy supporting character, the melee combat KO that character if there's another character on its side or on any side or in its KO pile. The Temp Pad, 1 of a kind, so 1 copy. TVA standard issue, so 1 less if you have TVA in its name. And Time Door, you may pay 1 less or 1 more to recruit your first character each turn. If you do, they appear with a +1 or -1 counter respectively. That's actually kind of cool, so you can give that ability to anybody. Time Twister, 1 of a kind, 1 copy, TVA standard issue. And Time Loop for combat with pay red to cancel the combat. And then our final equipment is Reset Charge, 1 of a kind, standard issue, and Disintegrate Everything. Pay a blue, choose a resource on each side, then remove them from the game. Alright. We have a 1 of a kind plot twist, the Conqueror. For villains. Main, choose 1 of the following and put 2 -1/-1 counters on each character of that kind. Marvel, Illustrated Universe cards, other Illustrated Universe cards, Marvel Photographic Universe cards, or other Photographic Universe cards. So this is kind of interesting. So it's going to say Marvel on the bottom. So basically you can pick either the Marvel comic book or the Marvel cinematic stuff, or another non-Marvel one that's illustrated or photographic. So the non-photographic could be, again, stuff like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, X-Files, The Boys. Other illustrated, at this point, I know would be Mortal Kombat. I think Alien and Predator fell into that category as well. So yeah, there's some. That's kind of an interesting one. So it's very neat. Then we have 4 copies of the Nexus event plot twist, which is just for any Marvel set. Combat resolve this combat. They have a bunch of ones here that really just shut down combats. And our last set of cards is the 4 copies. Whoops, and they all just fell off the table. Look at this. Is the Special Location Time Variance Authority. TVA Headquarters. Each player plays an additional resource on their turn as long as it's a location and there isn't already a location with that name on their side. So this basically lets you benefit from having multiple different special locations because you can keep playing them all a lot. Extra cards every turn. So you could get this one out early. You could be dropping a bunch of different special locations instead of having your special abilities. That's what we have for Loki. So Loki and Sylvie add some very interesting different gameplay elements. Renslayer with all our TVA stuff could be a very interesting deck building itself. The downside against the set, unless they start including other TVA and other sets, which so far in the cinematic universe haven't been referenced anywhere else. So I don't know if they'll include any more of those for a while. But yeah, if they until probably maybe Loki season 2 comes out, but I don't know how quickly they'll get a deck out for that. But yeah, there's some interesting stuff. So here's our deck listing, just if you want a reminder of what's in there. Alright, and that is what we would have for the Loki TV series. Yeah, definitely can get that, combine that in with the other Disney Plus series, the other cinematic stuff to make some interesting decks. Or just play with it just by itself with the different cards in here. Alright, see you guys later. Bye.